Welcome to the Critic Up Show on Creativity and You, and I'm your host, Uche Teresa Ezuko. And today we do have a special guest. Today's guest comes to us from Ontario, Canada. Belynda loves to encourage others in their creative journey. She believes that creativity feeds the soul. Her goal is to write books people will read, find, and enjoy. She's the author of Secrets and Silence, When Can We Get a Puppy, and Secrets and Sorrow. Also, she's the creator of the blog belindabooks.com. Belynda, you are welcome to the show. Welcome.
I am thrilled to be part of your show, Critic Curve.
I am super excited to have you here.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everything about creativity is you. Through your platform, imagination, interpretation, creativity, and implementation has helped guide people to think differently and make daring changes in their lives. Your paintings are exceptionally beautiful. How has all these helped to guide you towards a deeper level in embracing your passion and goal?
Well, Teresa, I am writing about the journey that I need to take. You know, I was 55 before I put up one of my paintings on my own wall. I think we think, oh, we are inspired by people who are ahead of ourselves on the journey, but we think, oh, they can do that, but I can't do that. And so what I am trying to do is I think that everyone has something within themselves they need to express.
That's right.
And it has taken me a long time to start expressing what is in me. And I want to encourage people to express what is in them, because as each person expresses, each person will encourage someone else. And we don't know who will be encouraged or who will be the one that encourages them. So if we all do our part and give our gift, let's say, to the world, then we create a bit of a virtuous cycle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And each one can make things a little bit better. We can uplift someone, we can encourage someone. And I think that some of us who are not so far on our journey, we can encourage the people who want to begin. Because when we look at the people who are so far on the journey, we think, oh, it's great for them.
Yeah.
They're so talented, they have so much time, they have so many resources, etc. But when you look at someone who still has a day job, who is raising a family or has finished raising it, and think, oh, if they could do that, then maybe I could do it too. And that I think is my biggest message.
You know what, Belynda, at this point, I am super proud of you, because it takes courage to, have that self-realization, even at 55. Honestly, it doesn't really matter when you started or how you started. The most important thing here is you are on that journey to self-discovery, and you have actually discovered so many things that you can do, who you are and what you can become. Okay, so, and it's super great because it puts you in that spot where you look back at the past and you're actually happy with where you're going to in the future. And it's amazing because most of your work out there inspire people. They make people to actually come out from their comfort zone and actually try to do something for themselves, something amazing, something special, something creative. And I think that you are actually doing something phenomenal right now. And it's awesome. I'm super proud of you for doing that. It's really good.
Thank you, Teresa.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Belynda.
These are your words on your website. We don't know what we can do until we do it. And we don't know what something will become until it is finished. Your goal is to write books people will find, read, and enjoy. Can you tell us about belindabooks.com and how has all these unique skills helped you as an individual?
Well, it's funny because my son would come into my den and he would say, Mom, are you going to publish what you're writing? And I would shrug my shoulders and say, oh, I don't know. And he would keep encouraging me. And finally I said, yes, I think I would like to publish. And so then he started saying, well, when? And then he started saying, you need a blog. A writer should have a blog. And I was so hesitant. I mean, what would I say? And who would want to read it, etc. But I found a blog post by Kevin Kelly called 1,000 True Fans. And I started thinking, well, number one, 1,000 isn't a million. 1,000, you could maybe get 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's
and
right.
So I said to my son, let's do it. And this was in 2018. So he helped me set up the blog. Okay. And it was July of 2018. And it was with trembling hands that I pushed publish on my very first post. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to write a post almost every day.
Yeah.
And when I had 500 posts, I said, okay, this is taking up a lot of my time. So I cut down to 2 posts per week. Okay. And so I could put more time into my other writing. Yeah. And, but I found that the more I wrote, the more I had to say. I was so worried, well, what will I have to say? But the more you do it, the more you have to say. Exactly. And it's only if I quit writing for a period of time, I kind of have to prime the pump. But if you keep on a schedule, like writing, I think for most of us needs to become a habit. Yeah. And then you feel like something is missing from your day if you didn't do it. And then you're a writer. You're a writer because you write. You're not a writer because you dream about writing or you think about writing or someday you hope to write. Exactly. If you write, you're a writer.
Because it goes from being a habit to an addict. You become like, you know.
It left you with something that feels undone if you haven't done it.
Exactly.
Right.
That's right. And the good thing about writing is all you need to do is start. Once you start, forget it. Everything kind of falls into place here. You know, you can just decide to, you know what? I'll procrastinate. I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll start next year. The more you hold back, the more you are drifting away and wasting so much time, you know? And it's amazing how these things happen, because I can just imagine you with your trembling hands, your first blog, you'll be like, oh my gosh, it's out there. What will people say? What will people think? And you get asking yourself, keep asking yourself this, oh my gosh, what am I going to write? What if I write something really bad and everyone starts to criticize you and starts, you know? But as a writer, you have to be strong, because whatever you put out there, you just have to be strong, because people will always criticize it. It is, and that's what makes you a better person, a better writer. You know, the criticism is good. So, oh, wonderful. That is amazing. And you know what? Thanks to your son for that push, because you just needed a push to get you to where you are right now. And it's super amazing. That's very good. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all that with us today. Thank you.
We're still on the show Critica of Facet Production, and I'm your host, Uche Teresa Izuko. And today we do have a special guest. Belynda is our special guest today. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And Belynda, you are still welcome to the show. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. All right, now these are your words as well. Okay, creativity feeds our soul. And when we find our voice, we find ourselves. You seem to have all the right answers and resources for today's individual navigating different spectrum of life. How has all these helped to nurture your creative capabilities and desires?
I do think that when we find our voice, we find ourselves. That's and right. I found my voice through Toastmasters, and I highly recommend it to everyone. We hesitate to put ourselves out there, and I did. At Toastmasters, people would ask me what my dreams, goals, aspirations, and I hesitated to say that I would like to write and publish a book, that I would like to speak in public.
That's right.
And one day, my mentor was the person, he was the chair, and he asked the question, and I thought, you know, I'm going to answer it. And I did. And he said, I would expect that from you. And I thought, why am I holding back? what is this fear, this hesitancy?
Yeah.
And this is what I want to encourage other people. I know what it feels like to think, who would want to listen to me, or what do I have to say, or who am I to publish a book, or
there we go.
and so I know that other people are thinking that too. And when other people read perhaps what I have written, they may say, wow, if she could do it, I can do it.
Yep, that's the spirit.
And we don't know what nuggets of gold are hidden in what lives. So it's a bit of a treasure hunt. And we don't know what we could accomplish.
Yeah.
What the 15th book, maybe the first book, might even shudder a little when someone points out the mistakes that they find in it, or, but maybe it's the 15th book that would really give someone an idea they could grab hold on to. We don't know. Like your shows, you don't know what show it is that someone's going to be listening to, and they're going to go, wow, that thought that I can hold on to has changed my life.
All you need to know as a writer is just to know that there are lots of people out there that you are touching lives positively. A lot of people benefit from what you write, from what you put out there. It might not be useful to this person, but it's definitely useful to the next person listening or reading. And that's all that matters, okay? And that feeling of knowing that you are actually touching lives in different ways, and your blog it's a place that anyone can go and feel comfort and feel safe. It's when I was reading it, I felt super happy. There was so much juice in it, and I just feel like I could read it over and over again every day, like put it part of my schedule to read your blog every day. Like, it's super awesome. It's great. It's amazing. It's just keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing, because you're definitely touching lives out there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're still on the show Critic Hub of Farside Production, and this is our call-out session on creativity and you. And today we do have a special guest. Belynda is our special guest today. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And Belynda, you are still welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. So life is a journey of self-discovery, which we talked about earlier. When we complete a project, we need to start a new one, because it is in creating that we find joy. How do you feel about where you are right now in terms of what you have achieved creatively? What are your next big steps? Where are all of these taking you to?
I feel pretty good.
Okay.
That I can hold up my 3 books. There is nothing like holding up a book that you have written yourself, and you can actually see it. It's a physical entity.
Yeah.
But the joy that you feel at the end of a journey, sometimes we think that joy will be a pinnacle, which it is, but at the same token, the joy was in the journey. So when we get to the end, we need another mountain to climb, another book to write, another opportunity, another challenge. So what I have done is, as I have reached the end of one book, I have started another one before I've actually self-published the first one.
Okay.
Because I think I love who I am when I'm creating. But I don't know how I would feel if it was all finished. I think I would feel an emptiness. And I was afraid that if I didn't have something else already started, that it might take me a long time to get started again. So I've always had another one that I'm working on as I'm finishing up the one I'm finishing, because I'm a little afraid of the emptiness I think I might feel.
Actually, you know what? That's not always the case here, because remember how you start a story, through the process of writing a story, you have some kind of relationship with that story. Okay. And towards the end of the story, that's the time when you build some kind of connection between yourself and the book and the story. So I think that if you keep starting a new one before publishing a previous one, it won't give you enough time to have that connection. So remember, when you're writing a story, you're so much focused on getting it done, and you're so much focused on getting everything right. It has to be perfect, right? That perfect moment comes all the time. There isn't a moment to stop and pause and refocus and connect and bond with that story. So that, at that point, that's where I think you know, if you could have that moment after writing each story, that will give you something to think about, something to do. You will not feel that loneliness you're talking about. You will not feel the need to start another one right away. That's what I do, and it works. So why not? It's something to try. You know, it might just work for you. So that moment of wait is when I kind of develop this connection, this bond that I have for that story. Because it's only when I have that I can feel like, okay, and I'm going to ask myself, am I ready? Am I mentally ready for the next book? Okay. So I think you should try that. And let me know what you think when you try it.
We're still on the show Critica of Farside Production, and this is our call-out session on creativity and you. And today we do have a special guest. Belynda is our special guest today. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. And Belynda, you're still welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you. I'm sure a lot of people out there are eager to know more about what you do. How can we reach out to you for collaborations or partnerships? We're all interested in getting to know you more.
Okay, Teresa, one of the things that I did, and it happened kind of by accident, is I had a challenge with my sister.
Okay.
To write a book in a year, and that was how I wrote the children's book. I had no idea how to do it, but once you have set a goal, it seems we can figure out how to make it happen.
That's right.
So we had a challenge with her, and I was part of a little course, so we had a little celebration last year, and I met a couple other authors. And we were talking, and I said, well, would you like to join my writing challenge? And it basically was to do a book in a year, and I had just published the children's book at that time. So I have about 8 other authors. Well, some of them aren't authors yet, but who would like to become authors. And we've had a few Zoom chats, and I send an email every week. And I am not sure how much it is helping them, but it really helps me. It helps me because, well, I put my goals out there. So now I'm accountable, and I'm trying to encourage them. And when we encourage someone else, we also encourage ourselves.
That's right.
So if anyone would like to be part of this little challenge, they could reach me through my blog with a comment and an email, and I will contact them, and they can get on my little list. And I will send them an email every week to encourage them to become the writer or the creative person that they can become.
This is absolutely fantastic. And the good thing here is, when a lot of creative people come together, share their ideas, share their opinions, they tend to create something very strong, something unique, something real, something that each and every one of them can relate with and connect with. And that's super amazing. It's special. And I'm glad that a lot of people can reach you through your blogs. Your blogs already, it's really, really inspirational. Your paintings, absolutely phenomenal. So that's good to know. We will definitely be dropping 1 or 2 messages there for you. And we will definitely love to join the circle of creative people doing different things. And we keep encouraging each other, one another in the creative journey. And you never know, we definitely need one another to get through the whole creativity process. And it's a special time, it's a special moment, and we're definitely going to be glad to be part of that special moment with you. I mean, thank you so much for coming to the show. Thank you for sharing all that useful information with us, and we cannot wait for such creative partnership with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Teresa.